My thumb hovered over the screen. His name was William, but his profile simply read, Benefactor. Handsome, with silver hair and piercing blue eyes. He promised financial support, mentorship, a chance to escape the drudgery of student life. I was young, naive, desperate to escape the suffocating grip of student loans. Swiping right felt dangerous, exhilarating. A gamble. He messaged instantly. Dinner at Celeste's tomorrow? 8 o'clock. Celeste's was extravagant, a place I'd only dreamt of. His first message confirmed he was serious. Butterflies, a mix of excitement and trepidation, fluttered in my stomach. He seemed different from the others, more refined. This could be my ticket out. He was everything his profile promised. Charming, attentive, with an aura of quiet power. He spoke of investments, art, travel. He listened intently as I stumbled through my aspirations, my dreams of becoming a writer. He offered to help, to be my patron. I was captivated. The terms were simple, discretion and complete obedience. He would provide for my needs, fund my dreams. In return, I would fulfill certain tasks, favors he called them. He assured me they would be harmless, merely unusual. I hesitated, a seed of doubt planted. But the lure of financial freedom, the chance to chase my ambitions, was too strong to resist. I agreed. He handed me an antique silver locket, its surface cold against my palm. "Wear this always," he instructed, his voice soft yet firm. "Never open it." The locket was heavy, ornate, its design both beautiful and unsettling. I felt a chill crawl up my spine. The first task was simple enough. Deliver a package to an unmarked shop tucked away in the city's oldest district. A simple errand. Yet, I felt a prickle of unease. The shop was shrouded in an eerie silence, filled with strange artifacts and the scent of incense. The shopkeeper, a stooped old woman with eyes like clouded glass, looked at me with unsettling recognition upon seeing the locket. That night, sleep evaded me. The weight of the locket against my skin was a constant reminder of my bargain. I tried to convince myself it was harmless, that my discomfort stemmed from my own prejudices. But deep down, a knot of fear began to tighten in my stomach. I had the unsettling feeling that I had stepped into a world far stranger and more dangerous than I could have ever imagined. The tasks escalated, each more bizarre than the last. Retrieve a first edition book of Edgar Allan Poe's poetry, its pages filled with cryptic annotations in a language I couldn't understand. Attend a masked ball, a gathering of eccentrics in opulent costumes, and deliver a single black rose to a man with an eagle tattoo on his wrist. Each task pushed me further from the familiar, deeper into a world of shadows and whispers. He remained distant, communicating through cryptic text messages or handwritten notes delivered by a silent driver in a black sedan. His instructions were always precise, his tone devoid of emotion. Yet, I felt his presence constantly, a shadow looming over my life. The locket grew colder, heavier with each passing day. It felt like a shackle, binding me to him, to this life I had chosen. The fear was a constant companion now. It gnawed at the edges of my thoughts, poisoned my dreams with unsettling imagery. My apartment, once a sanctuary, felt suffocating. I was surrounded by his gifts, designer clothes, expensive jewelry, a state-of-the-art laptop where I could pour my anxieties into my writing. But they felt like gilded bars on a cage of my own making. Guilt warred with gratitude. I hated the fear, the constant feeling of being watched, of being a pawn in a game I didn't understand. Yet, I couldn't deny the opportunities his generosity afforded. My writing flourished. My professors, once dismissive, now praised my work, my insights. I was on the brink of achieving my dreams. But at what cost? My friends noticed the change in me, the haunted look in my eyes, the way I flinched at shadows. They questioned my relationship with William, their concern masked as playful teasing. But I couldn't tell them the truth. He had warned me of the consequences of disobedience, of jeopardizing our arrangement. The fear kept me silent, a prisoner in my own gilded cage. The internal conflict was a constant ache. Was I selling my soul for success? Was I any different from the women I used to judge, the ones who traded their dignity for financial security? The thought sickened me, yet I couldn't break free. I was caught in a spiderweb of my own weaving, each strand spun from my ambition, my fear, and his insidious control. It happened on my birthday. William had sent a lavish bouquet of black orchids, their beauty tinged with an unsettling morbidity. He called, his voice a low murmur in my ear. "Come to the old opera house tonight, box seats, wear the red dress." There was a tremor in his voice, a hint of something dark and desperate. The opera house was deserted, its velvet seats gathering dust. The air was thick with a strange metallic scent. He sat across from me, his usual composure shattered. His eyes, once warm and inviting, burned with a feverish intensity. He spoke of his past, of a darkness that clung to him, of a ritual that required a sacrifice. He needed me. Panic surged through me. His words were the ramblings of a madman. He reached for me, his touch cold and clammy. That's when I saw it, a glint of metal beneath his cuff, a flash of a silver blade. The locket suddenly felt like a brand, marking me as his victim. He planned to sacrifice me. The realization hit me with the force of a physical blow. I acted on pure instinct. I kicked out, connecting with his shin, and bolted. I ran through the echoing halls, his enraged shouts echoing behind me. The locket bounced against my chest, a metronome keeping time with my racing heart. I had to get away. I had to escape. I burst out of the opera house into the night, the cold air stinging my lungs. I didn't stop running until I reached the relative safety of a 24-hour diner, its fluorescent lights a beacon of normalcy. I ripped the locket from my neck, the silver burning my skin, and flung it into the trash. I was shaking, my breath coming in ragged gasps, but I was alive. The police dismissed my story, attributing it to stress and an overactive imagination. There was no evidence, no sign of William or his macabre ritual, but I knew the truth. I had looked into the abyss, and the abyss had looked back. I never saw William again. The fear lingered, a constant shadow in the corners of my mind. I abandoned my dreams of writing, the words now tainted with the memory of his darkness. The experience left me shattered, my youthful naivety replaced by a bone-deep cynicism. I moved, changed my number, tried to erase every trace of my entanglement with William, but the scars remained. They were etched on my soul, a permanent reminder of the price of ambition, of the darkness that lurks beneath the surface of even the most charming facades. I learned that true freedom comes not from wealth or success, but from the courage to resist temptation, to recognize the monsters masquerading as saviors, and that sometimes the only escape is to run, to disappear, and to pray that the darkness never finds you again.